Then he would program it in, this is what I do, and then execute it, and then knock the guy out.
But that's what they say, but it's not always the case.
Terence Crawford and Max Kellerman recently shared their thoughts on the upcoming clash between Errol Spence Jr. and Tszyu. This is the type of fight that brings together elite skill, relentless pressure, and championship-level experience. Both fighters have plenty to prove heading into the matchup. The stakes are incredibly high for each man. A victory could change the direction of a career. That's why so many fans are eagerly anticipating fight night.
That impressed.
Terence Crawford explained that the matchup between Errol Spence Jr. and Tszyu is much more than hype. In his view, this is a genuine test for both fighters. Crawford believes success at this level comes from timing, composure, and smart decisions rather than power alone. He also made it clear that Tszyu is a very dangerous opponent. According to Crawford, overlooking him would be a major mistake. That's what makes this fight so intriguing.
The great little mans that moved up in weight, they beat the great big man.
Max Kellerman described Errol Spence Jr. versus Tszyu as one of the most fascinating matchups in boxing today. He pointed out that Spence brings years of elite-level experience and victories over top opposition. On the other hand, Tszyu enters with momentum, confidence, and a pressure-heavy style. This is going to be one of the most watched fights, was the feeling surrounding the matchup. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford expressed confidence in Spence's return. He even predicted that Spence could come away with the victory.
This is going to be the most watched.
Ryan Garcia also weighed in on the highly anticipated showdown. He believes the fight will reveal whether Errol Spence Jr. can still compete at the highest level after a lengthy absence from the ring. Garcia sees this as a major challenge for both men. There's a lot on the line once the opening bell sounds. Questions remain about Spence's form and timing. At the same time, Tszyu must prove he belongs among boxing's elite. That uncertainty only adds to the excitement.
Errol Spence is returning against Tszyu. Just wanted your thoughts on the return of Errol.
I think Errol going to do an amazing job. I'm looking forward to him getting back in the ring, and I think he's going to be successful in his comeback.
According to Max Kellerman, this fight raises important questions about both fighters' futures. He wonders where Errol Spence Jr. currently stands in his career and whether Tszyu is ready to seize the biggest opportunity of his life. Kellerman believes the outcome could reshape public perception of both men. A strong performance could elevate one fighter to a new level. A loss could create even more questions. That's what makes the matchup so compelling.
The storyline there.
I mean, to me, that's a fun fight. When I heard those two names together, I mean, that's like a lot of beef there.
Errol Spence will be going to 154 for that fight if it happens. Either way, he's going to go up when he comes back, and you're talking about two guys that are going to have basically, what, 2.5-year layoffs?
Yeah, it is an intriguing, though.
Boxing is better when Errol Spence.
Terence Crawford remains confident that Errol Spence Jr. has what it takes to defeat Tszyu. He believes Spence still possesses the skills, experience, and ring IQ needed to overcome a difficult challenge. Crawford has always respected Spence's abilities inside the ring. He feels those qualities have not disappeared despite the layoff. Experience often makes the difference in big fights. That's one reason he favors Spence in this matchup.
Guy has those advantages in boxing skill and speed, and they don't take risks. They are almost impossible to beat. And the style to me, does he rise to that level? Because it's not enough just to have that. It has to be executed at an extremely high level. Do you guys feel like he has that look to you?
Crawford also said he is excited to see Errol Spence Jr. back in action. He expects Spence to deliver a strong performance and remind fans why he has been one of boxing's top fighters for so many years. A successful comeback would answer many doubts. It would also put Spence back into the spotlight. Crawford believes the motivation is there. Now it's all about proving it in the ring.
Do you think you've said you don't think he beats Errol Spence?
Yeah, I think Spence beat him. At this point in both of their career, I think Spence beat him. I'm not the one to say, what he can and what he can't do. Me and my boy Tszyu had a little wager on if him and Spence fought each other, who will win. And I had to back Spence because that's what I believe in. But, I'm not the one fighting, so at the end of the day, I'm not the one that controls who win or lose.
What could you tell Tim, or what could you tell him about a Spence fight if he was a future opponent?
I can't tell him nothing. I just tell him good luck, train hard, and go in there and fight.
Would you say taking the Errol Spence fight, it wouldn't be the best decision for his future? Because that would arguably mean...
I think that's a good fight for both of them in right now in their careers. You know, I think that's a great fight for both of them because it's winnable for both of them.
Yeah.
Tim Tszyu has welcomed the challenge of facing Errol Spence Jr. and appears eager for the opportunity. He believes Spence's lengthy absence from competition could become a major factor in the fight. Tszyu suggested that 3 years away from the ring is not easy to overcome. He plans to test Spence from the opening bell. His confidence has been obvious throughout the build-up. He sees this as the perfect chance to make a statement.
Are you confident that you win that bet with Tszyu, White's Errol in the fight?
Well, I'm not, 100% confident. I just know, the caliber of fighter that Errol is. Just like I know the caliber fighter of Tim. I think both of them have taken a lot of damage in their career so far, but I just think, Errol skill-wise, just edge. I just wish him well. I wish him well, much respect with him in his career. And I'll be looking forward to seeing what he do in his future.
Tszyu also warned that Errol Spence Jr. is stepping into a very difficult fight. He emphasized that his aggressive style causes problems for every opponent he faces. Constant pressure and relentless attacks have become trademarks of his approach. Tszyu believes those strengths will play a major role on fight night. He has complete faith in his game plan. Now he intends to prove it against a former champion.
This camp, I was sort of sparring southpaws as well. Like, as much as I respected Nurka and what he was going to bring, like, I still needed to... It was still coming into my head that I was fighting a southpaw, so it was distracting, but I did try and block it out. I did the best I could.
While acknowledging Terence Crawford's technical brilliance and Errol Spence Jr.'s elite pedigree, Tszyu believes this matchup will deliver excitement for the fans. He expects a competitive battle with plenty of action. Tszyu is confident that the right tactics can lead him to victory. He feels prepared for every challenge Spence may present. His belief in himself has never been stronger. That confidence could become a key factor in the fight.
I can't wait to get it on with him, honestly. He hasn't fought in a long time, and I do want to expose that, What do you say?
Yeah, he said, you think shit sweet, do you so bad?
Oh man, he's got no idea. He's got no idea. He's going to be in for a hard fight, because a style like me, it always presents challenges to a lot of people.
He's only ever fought at 147, Spence. Coming up to that extra weight, what should he expect in the ring with Tszyu?
Yeah, just harder punches, different gloves. It was an 8-ounce. It's not 8-ounce gloves anymore. It's up to 10 ounce, and just a different feeling, Coming off a 3-year layoff, I'm a bad guy to choose.
Tim Tszyu has repeatedly expressed confidence heading into this showdown. He believes this is his moment to defeat Errol Spence Jr. and take a major step forward in his career. Tszyu feels he can take advantage of any ring rust that may still exist. He trusts his pressure, timing, and accurate punching. As the fight progresses, he expects those advantages to grow. In his mind, the opportunity is there for the taking.
At one point as well.
Yeah, he also lost money from me as well. So, it's just typical, man.
Obviously, he's only ever lost to Crawford, one of the pound-for-pound best ever, but, watching that fight between Spence and Crawford, what do you see in that fight that you can exploit?
Well, look, stylistically, it's two different fighters. Crawford's technical genius, so it's hard to compare what me and Crawford like against Spence would do, but it'd be just I think me and Spence would be more of an entertaining fight, like we've both got that style that's pleasing for the crowd to watch. So yeah, it'd be a cracking matchup. Stylistically, I feel like it's a real crowd pleaser. So yeah, I just got to bring a few good tactics into this fight, and it will be.
Errol Spence Jr. believes he is entering this fight as a wiser and mentally stronger fighter than ever before. He says the challenges and setbacks of recent years have helped him grow. According to Spence, he is now calmer, more focused, and fully committed to his preparation. That mental strength has improved every aspect of training camp. He feels more disciplined and confident than before. Spence believes that mindset could make a huge difference on fight night.
I've always been a guy that chases the toughest and baddest challenges out there. And when I got presented with Errol, who's undeniably one of the best fighters of this decade, I didn't hesitate, and I straight away accepted. I accepted not to compete, but I accepted because I knew that the victory is only on my mind. I know the challenge that is put in front of me. I'm going to work super hard, and I'm coming for it all. And thank you again. Victory is.
Tim Tszyu also took a subtle shot at Errol Spence Jr.'s long absence from boxing. He suggested that after spending so much time away from competition, a softer comeback fight might have been the safer option. Instead, Spence chose a high-risk challenge. Tszyu viewed that decision as a potential mistake. He hinted that dealing with his pressure and pace won't be easy. It was a confident message ahead of the fight.
Happy having Errol Spence back. He's already done so much in this game. Being a unified welterweight champion, the WBC, WBA, and IBF world champion. So it's great having him back. He's got big wins over some great names like Sean Porter, Kell Brook, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Yordanis Ugas. So it's just great having him back. I'm personally very happy, and I think that it's going to be a big night for him, big night for us. And
Tszyu always turns up to fight. He's shown here on many occasions what it actually means to jump in the ring. He's a warrior, and I know that he wants to get back to the top. And the only way to get back to the top is to beat Errol Spence. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a great fight.
Errol Spence being a warrior, he came back and gave us.
Who do you think wins this fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu? Let me know your prediction in the comments below. Do you agree with Terence Crawford, or do you think Tszyu gets the job done? Share your thoughts and join the discussion. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing breakdowns, fight reactions, and training camp updates.